December 2008. I have no idea what was going on in my life except that I was working at Norlake Manufacturing, but I must have been busy doing something because I only read 3 books in December of 2008. And we're going to jump right in. I'm going to do this a little differently than I normally do. But the first book that I read in December of 2008 was The Dead Parade by James Roy Daly. And what I'm going to do is read stuff from Amazon. And I decided to do this because the description for this book on Amazon is simply the author blathering on about the book itself without really saying anything about the story of the book. But if you scroll down, you can find the back cover copy. So I'm going to read that for this. And it simply says, on the morning his life goes to hell, James McGee is comfortable and clear-minded, leaving for what he expects will be an uneventful workday. Within the hour, James will witness the suicide of his closest friend, be responsible for countless murders, and become a fugitive from the police. In the shadow of James' mind, a demon lurks. Bloodlust is a virus. It's infecting his logic. James has become a pawn in a game he does not understand, and only one thing is clear. Survival is not an option. So there you go. That's the back cover copy. When I looked this up on Amazon, I immediately remembered the cover. Very cool looking cover, reminiscent of the Zuni doll from Trilogy of Terror, for those who remember that wonderful made-for-TV anthology horror movie. But really don't remember much about the book itself. But sounds like it was probably a good time. So that's The Dead Parade by James Roy Daly. Next up, and I'm just going to keep reading things from Amazon, but next up, very tiny writing here, The Undead Headshot Quartet by D.L. Snell, John Sinceri, Ryan C. Thomas, and David Dunwoody. And this is what it says on Amazon. Join authors D.L. Snell, John Sinceri, Ryan C. Thomas, and David Dunwoody as they fire 4 more rounds into the growing horde of living dead. First story, $1 million money shot. The dead are rising in Aruba, and Vince has just made off with a couple million in mob money. As if mob hitmen and rotting corpses weren't bad enough, the big trouble is the creatures in the water, the ones who only come onto shore at night. Next up, Mortal Gods. A man with the ability to call objects into existence awakens in a zombie-swarmed alley with no memory of his past. Aided by a duo of heroes, one incredibly strong, the other psychic, he digs to uncover his identity and the source of his gift in a nightmarish landscape infested with mysterious creatures. Then we have Lost Souls. 3 art students on a working vacation at an isolated New England cottage make a terrible discovery. The rustic setting seems to be perfect inspiration, but their lives are quickly consumed by the ghastly legacy of what lives beneath the nearby cemetery. And finally, Enemy Unseen. It's not the sight of the Walking Dead that scares CIA agent Rhonda White. It's the fact that someone is controlling them. Someone whose new bioweapon is up for bid on the black market. And if Rhonda doesn't stop it, the world will never be the same. So you have some really good authors here. A nice cover. I enjoy the cover of this book. Big fan of Ryan C. Thomas. Excuse me. So if you're a zombie fan, I think this is a decent book to pick up. And it is the penultimate book that I read in December. So The Undead Headshot Quartet, D.L. Snell, John Sinceri, Ryan C. Thomas, and David Dunwoody. And then the final book that I read in December of 2008, Bloody Mary by J.A. Conrath. And I do have this book, but it's buried, so I did not dig it out. I do like the cover on my copy more than the cover I'm looking at on Amazon. But this is what it says. Start with a tough but vulnerable Chicago cop, add a hyperactive cat, an ailing mother, a jealous boyfriend, a high maintenance ex husband, and a partner in the throes of a midlife crisis. Stir in a psychopath littering the city with body parts. Mix with equal parts humor and suspense, and enjoy Bloody Mary, the second novel in the funny, frightening world of Lieutenant Jacqueline Jack Daniels. Join Jack as she struggles to repair her train wreck of a personal life while tracking down and convicting one of the scariest serial killers in recent memory. The tagline, which I think is very important, getting caught is only the beginning. So in this book, the serial killer chopping up people, and there seem to be too many body parts for the number of bodies that they're aware of, and some of the body parts have personal items from Jack Daniels on them, like her handcuffs are on a couple arms. So somehow there's a personal connection here. I'm a huge fan of the Jack Daniels series. They're a lot of fun, also very gruesome, and I don't think there's ever been any supernatural horror. It's all generally serial killer stuff, that kind of horror. So thrillers, I suppose, but a lot of fun. Bloody Mary by J.A. Conrad. And that is everything that I read in December of 2008. Just 3 quick books. I must have been just so busy celebrating Christmas. I was looking at this. I tried to come up with a question for this video, and nothing came to mind. So, comments are always open for anything anyway. I suppose you could let me know if it bothers you when I'm reading off of the computer screen. But just decided, it's only 3 books, I would try it out this way instead of taking my usual notes and trying to remember things. But if you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put them in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post a spoiler warning. We try to be polite here on my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe, all the usual YouTube stuff. And if you care to follow me on other social media, I'll have links for my Instagram and Blue Sky in the description below. And I never switched back to the camera. So that's all I have for you this week. So until next week, read more books.